Welcome to Everything Medical. Today's video, we shall be looking at the histology of the epithelial tissue, which is the epithelium. It is a vital lining in the human body. But before we dive into this class, endeavor to subscribe to this channel and hit to the notification bell so that you get notification when we upload videos on human anatomy. Now, this is a tissue. Inside the tissue, they are closely related cells. They are closely related cells that forms what? A tissue. Get. Now let's dive into the class now, which is our introduction. What is epithelial tissue? Epithelial tissue is a covering of the internal and the external surface of the body. It is the covering of the internal and the external surface of the body. It lies the body cavity, tubes, and most importantly, the glands of the body, because the glands are secretory in nature. And secretion is one of the cardinal functions of the epithelium. Okay. So it is simply means the lining of the internal and the external surface of the body. It is found in tube-like structures of the body. It is found in body cavities, and it is found in glands and organs. So that is the concept of what? Epithelial tissue. Now, this is a tissue. Inside tissue, they are closely related cells. That means the cells of the epithelial tissue is called the epithelial cells. And a cell has an important constituent. We have three important components of the cell. Now, let's use this squamous epithelial cell as an example. The cell has three important parts. Important component of the cell. We have the cell membrane. The cell membrane, you have the cell cytoplasm. And we have the cell nucleus. These are the three important components of the cell. Now, the epithelial cell has these three important components. The cells of the epithelia are closely packed together. Now, the intercellular substances and the cell matrix are minimal. And the cells of the epithelia are located on the basement membrane. They are located on the basement what? Membrane. Those basement membrane is just like an innate connective tissue, you get, that is being formed by the epithelial cells by themselves. Now, these are the three components that is being found on the epithelial cell. Do you get? This is a squamous cell. It's a squamous cell known as the squamous epithelial cell. Now, we have our cell membrane. What is the meaning of cell membrane? Cell membrane is just like a protective membrane that guides the entry and leaving of substances in a cell, the influx and the exflux of substances in a cell. So it is a protective layer or a protective membrane. Now, this is the cell membrane of the epithelial cell. This is cell membrane of the squamous epithelial cell. Now, here is the cell membrane. The cell membrane. The cell cytoplasm is where the cell organelles are embedded. It's a jelly-like fluid in which the cell organelles are embedded. Now, inside here is the cell cytoplasm. Now, the cell nucleus is where the genetic informations are located, the DNA. You get. So this is the cell nucleus. The cell nucleus. The nucleus of the cell. You get. So you have seen that the epithelial cell has these three important constituents, and that is what that makes it a living cell. You get. Now, we are going to be going to the classifications of epithelial cell. Recall that I said previously that the epithelial cells are located on the basement membrane, which is an innate connective tissue that is being formed by the epithelial cells by themselves. And this is the basement membrane. Basement membrane. All these things are basement membrane. But it is not all the epithelia has basement membrane. It is not all the epithelial tissue that is embedded on a basement membrane. That was an important verification. Okay. The next thing we're discussing now is the classification of the epithelial tissue. Classification. Where we have the classification based on shape. Classification based on shape. Classification based on arrangement. Based on cell arrangement. Classification based on specialized function. These are the three classifications of the epithelial cells. Get. There are the three classifications of epithelial cells. Now, under classification based on shape, we have the following. We have the squamous epithelial tissue. The squamous epithelial tissue. We have the cuboidal epithelial tissue. Cuboidal epithelial tissue. We have the columnar epithelial tissue. The columnar epithelial tissue. Now, these are the three classifications that is based on shape. Now, this cell that is you are seeing here is a squamous epithelial tissue. This is a squamous what? Epithelial tissue. So this is a squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue. This is cuboidal epithelial tissue. They have the nucleus, the cell cytoplasm, and the cell membrane, and the basement membrane. So I use this squamous cell to exemplify all their components. So this is a cuboidal epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Now here is a columnar epithelial tissue. So that is how they are being classified. Now, what is a squamous epithelial tissue? A squamous epithelial tissue is a type of epithelium that has a flat or sheet-like cell. It resembles a flat or sheet-like cell in appearance. That is all about the squam, because something squamous means something flat. That is why it resembles a flat or a sheet-like cell appearance. Now, cuboidal epithelial tissue is a type of epithelium that resembles a cube-like appearance. Get? Now, they have equal height. They have equal what? They have equal height. They have equal depth, and they have equal width. That is all about this cuboidal epithelial tissue. You get? Now, the columnar epithelial tissue, as you can see from the name columnar, you know that yes, it is tall. So it is a type of epithelium that is what? That is tall. It is tall and large. As you can see, it is the tallest here. Important to note, in classification of the epithelial cell based on shape, the more active the cells are, is the more taller it becomes. That is why columnar epithelial tissue is more active compared to cuboidal and squamous epithelial tissue. Do you get? So that was an important clarification. You get? Because the more active the cells become, is the more what? Taller it is. And as you can see, their classification is based on shape, but they have a different function. They have a what? A different function. So as you proceed, you will see their different functions on how it goes. So that is all about the classification based on shape. The next we'll be discussing is the classification based on cell arrangement. Based on cell arrangement. Based on cell arrangement, we have simple epithelium, simple epithelium, we have stratified epithelium. And we have pseudostratified epithelium. So these are the classification based on cell arrangement of epithelial tissue. So we'll be discussing them one by one. Let's start with simple epithelium. On simple epithelium, it is being classified into three. Recall that simple epithelium in a layman understanding simply means single layer of cell. So it means single layer of cell. Simple epithelium simply means single layer of cell, while stratified epithelium in layman's understanding simply means several layers of cell. Several layers of cell. So that is the layman's understanding. Why this pseudo-stratified epithelium simply means four layers of cell, although it is a single layer of cell, but the arrangement is false. You get? Is a false arrangement because they have like they're being arranged in a single layer. You get? And their cells are of different shape. but it's a single layer of cell. You get? But we call it a false stratified epithelium. You get? Now, on simple epithelium, it's been classified into three. You have simple squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium. We have simple cuboidal epithelium, and lastly, you have simple columnar epithelium. Now, what is simple epithelium? Simple epithelium is a type of epithelium that is being composed of a single layer of cell. It's being composed of a single layer of cell. You get? They are being classified into three, which is simple squamous, simple cuboidal, and simple columnar. And they are found in an absorptive and secretory surface. That is where they are being found. They are found in a surface that is absorptive and secretory. That is where they are being found in the body. And they are being classified, you get, according to their shape, but differs according to their function. The more active the simple epithelium cells are, the more taller it becomes. You get? That is why you see simple epithelium, simple squamous here, simple cuboidal, and simple columnar. Just know that their cells are arranged in a single layer. They are arranged in a single layer. That is why simple epithelium is a type of epithelium that has a single layer of cells. They are being classified according to their shape, but differs in their function. You get? So now let's start with simple squamous epithelium. This diagram here shows the simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium is the type of cell that has a single layer of flat cells. It can be called a pavement epithelium. It can be called a pavement epithelium. So you can call it simple pavement epithelium or simple squamous epithelium. You get? Now, simple squamous epithelium is a type of epithelium that has a single layer of flat cells. Why is it called, or why can it be called a simple pavement epithelium? Because their cells are fit closely together. They are fit closely together. You get? Thereby forming a thin and they form a very thin and smooth membrane, thereby increasing the activity of diffusion. You get? So that is why they can be called a pavement epithelium, because the cells fit closely together, forming a pavement stone or a paving stone. As you can see here, there forms a paving stone-like appearance. That is why it can be called a pavement epithelium, because the cells of the simple squamous epithelium are closely fit together, thereby forming a paving stone appearance, which forms a thin and a very smooth membrane, thereby allowing diffusion to strive easily. That means diffusion occurs more easily in higher percentage in a simple squamous epithelium, because the cells are closely fit together. You get? Thereby forming a paving stone appearance. You get? So that is all about the squamous epithelium. Now, what are the locations in which you can see a simple squamous epithelium? location where you can see them. Where can you see simple squamous epithelium? Number one place you can see it is the heart as endocardium. You can see it in the blood vessel as endothelium. Blood vessels as endothelium. You can see it in lymph vessel as endothelium as well. Lymph vessels as endothelium. You can see it in the alveoli of the lungs. Alveoli of the lungs. Alveoli of lungs. You can see it in the collecting duct of the nephron of the kidney. Collecting duct of kidney nephron. So those are the tissue locations. Those are where you can see the simple squamous epithelium. Recall that something squamous means flat. So they are just like a simple flat epithelium. You get? And it can be called a simple pavement epithelium. Why is it called a pavement epithelium? Because the cells of the simple squamous epithelium are closely fit together, thereby forming a paving stone appearance, which forms a thin and a very smooth membrane, thereby allowing diffusion to strive easily. You get? So that means diffusion has high percentage in the simple squamous epithelium. So the next we'll be discussing is the simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium. The simple cuboidal epithelium is a type of epithelium that have a single layer of cube-like cell that are closely fit together in a basement membrane. Now, this is a simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium, you get? They have a cube-like cell appearance that are closely fit together, you get? Thereby forming a cube-like cell appearance, you get? Now, where can we see the simple cuboidal epithelium? Simple cuboidal epithelium are found majorly on the walls of the kidney tubules, you get? Where can we see it? Their location is found on the walls of the kidney tubules. Walls of kidney tubules, and it can be found again in a very important gland, which is the thyroid gland. So it can be found in the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. So those are the places that you can see the simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium is very responsible in absorption, secretion, and excretion function. That is the cardinal function of simple cuboidal epithelium. You get? It plays a huge role in absorption, secretion, and even excretion. So note it, the cardinal function of the simple epithelium. 1 is absorption, 2 is secretion, 3 is excretion. Okay, so that is all about the simple cuboidal epithelium. The next is the simple columnar epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium, from the name columnar, you should understand that it's a tall cell. So simple columnar epithelium is a type of epithelium that has a single layer of tall and thin cell that lies on the basement membrane. So this is a simple columnar epithelium. You get simple columnar epithelium. They are tall cells. The cells are usually tall, you get, and they are thin. They lie on a basement membrane. This simple columnar epithelium is almost found in all organs. You get, you can see it in more number compared to simple cuboidal and simple squamous in the body. And where are these epithelium located? First of all, they are found in the stomach lining. They are found in the stomach, but they don't have any surface structure. Something like cilia or microvilli or stereocilia. They don't. You get. So the simple columnar epithelium that is found in the stomach does not have any surface structure. So now the location, it is found in number one place is the stomach without any surface structure. It does not have any surface structure in the stomach. So the next place is found is the small intestine. That is the intestinal epithelium. It is found in the small intestine. You get. And in the small intestine, it has a surface structure. What is the surface structure of the simple columnar epithelium in the small intestine? It is simply the microvilli. The microvilli. The surface structure is microvilli. Microvilli. What is microvilli? Microvilli is the surface structure that covers the simple columnar epithelium in the small intestine. You get. What is their work? Their work is to increase the surface area of absorption in the small intestine. So the microvilli are non-motile finger-like projection. They are not motile. They don't move. They are not like cilia. Cilia moves while microvilli moves. But cilia is not found in the small intestine. It does not cover the simple columnar epithelium in the small intestine. You get. So microvilli are non-motile finger-like structure that covers the simple epithelium in the small intestine, thereby increasing the surface area of absorption in the small intestine. Do you get? Now, that is all about the small intestine and the microvilli. Recall that the surface structure of the small intestine is the what? Is the microvilli, the surface structure. The surface structure, you get, is the what? Microvilli. The next place is found is the trachea. It is found in the trachea with a surface structure. The surface structure of the simple columnar epithelium in the trachea is the cilia. Cilia. You get. Now, the simple columnar epithelium lies in the trachea, you get, which is a part of the respiratory tract. Do you get? So it lies in the trachea. And the simple columnar epithelium in the trachea is ciliated. That means it has cilia. What is cilia? Cilia is a thin hair-like motile structure or a projection. You get? What does it do? It traps dust or particles that would have entered the lungs. You get? It traps it. Thereby, you will cough it out through a coughing reflex. You get? And cilia is motile, while microvilli is not motile. So, the simple columnar epithelium in the trachea is ciliated. It has a ciliary action. It has a cilia cell. Those cilia helps to do what? To trap bacteria, trap dust that would have entered the lungs. You get? So that you'll be able to cough it out from into the outside environment. Do you get? So it is what? Ciliated. The simple columnar epithelium in the trachea is ciliated. You get. Now, the next place you can find it is the uterine tube. The uterine tube. And uterine tube, the surface covering is what? Cilia. It is cilia. So this is the surface covering of trachea. It is surface structure. Now, it is also ciliated. So the surface covering fits surface structure. So that's how it works. Now, what is the activity of cilia in the uterine tube? Because the uterine tube, you get, has simple columnar epithelium. It has a simple columnar epithelium. What is the work of the cilia in the uterine tube? It helps to move the egg or ova from the ovary to the what? Uterus. That is the work of the cilia, because cilia is motile, while microvilli is not what? Non-motile. So that is all about the location where you can see the simple columnar epithelium. Get. So the next to be diving into is the stratified epithelium, which is several layers of cells. Stratified. A stratified epithelium is a type of epithelium that have several layers of cells with various shapes. They have several layers of cells with various shapes. You get. The major function of the stratified epithelium is a protective function. It protects the underlying structures from a mechanical wear and tear injury. And also protects the cells from drying. You get. So the major function of it is a protective function. You get, because it protects the underlying structures from a mechanical wear and tear injury. So that is the major function of stratified epithelium. Recall that something stratified means several. So it's a several layer of cells, while simple is a single layer. Now, stratified epithelium is classified according to the following. You have stratified, squamous epithelium. Under stratified squamous epithelium, it is being classified into two. It is being classified into two. So this one should be one. This one should be one. Now, the subclassification of stratified squamous epithelium is keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Now, the number two classification under stratified epithelium is stratified columnar epithelium, or cuboidal. Let's start with cuboidal. Stratified cuboidal epithelium. While number three is stratified columnar epithelium. So these are the classification under stratified epithelium. So let's start with stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium, recall that these things, there are several layers of cells. You get, they are not like a single layer of cell. So this diagram here shows us the stratified squamous epithelium. So right, let's indicate it. Stratified squamous epithelium. You get. Now, a stratified squamous epithelium is a type of epithelium that has a several layer of cells. They have several layers of cell. You get. Now, in the deepest layers of this cell, you get, you will discover that it at first it appears like a columnar cell. You get. It appears like a columnar cell. But when it grows upward towards the surface, it becomes a what? A squamous cell, like a flat cell. So that is how it does what? It works. So there are several layers of cells. In the deepest layer, it appears to be like a columnar cell. But when it grows up towards the surface, it becomes a flat cell. So we'll call it stratified squamous epithelium. Now, it is being classified into two: keratinized stratified squamous epithelium and non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, let's start with keratinized. Keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, pay attention. In a keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is a type of stratified squamous epithelium, you get, that is found in the dry surface. It is found in the dry surface that is subjected to mechanical wear and tear injury. What are those surfaces you can find keratinized stratified squamous epithelium? These are the tissue location. They are found in the skin epidermis. They are found in the nails. You get. They are found in the nails. Now they are as well found in the hairs. Now these are the locations where you can see the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. You get. Recall that they are found in a dry surface that are subjected to mechanical wear and tear injury. You get. The surface layers of this type of cell, you get, contains a dead epithelial cell. It contains a dead epithelial cell that have lost their nuclei and contain the protein known as keratin. That is why it is keratinized. That means the surface layer of this keratinized stratified squamous epithelia contains dead epithelial cell which have lost their cell nuclei, thereby containing the protein known as keratin. As they contain that protein keratin, they form a very tough and relatively waterproof like protective layer, thereby protecting the living cell from drying. You get, because as they cover the surface, they protect the living cell from drying. So they form that very tough, relatively waterproof like protective layer, thereby protecting the living cell so that it will not dry off. You get? So that is the work of the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. So this keratinized is coming from the protein keratin. Bear it in mind. Keratin. You get? And this type of cell has lost their nuclei. They are dead cells. You get? That is why hair is a dead cell. You get? Nail is a dead cell. The skin epidermis is a dead cell. It contains dead cell. That is why sometimes you see some person's skin will be peeling. You get a whitish peeling. You get? So they do form something like the skin layer will be rubbed off, being replaced by another skin layer. You get? So that is why it is like that. So keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, you get, contains dead cells, dead epithelial cell that have lost their nuclei, thereby containing the protein keratin. Do you get? So that is how it works. Now, the non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, the number 2, non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. This type of stratified squamous epithelium, they are found in the moist surface. You get? They are found in the moist surface, which are subjected to mechanical wear and tear injury. You get? They are found in the moist. They are found in the moist surface, which are subjected to wear and tear injury. Do you get? And also protect the surface from drying. Get? So those are the works of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. That means it does not contain any protein called keratin. That is why it is non-keratinized. You get? The protein is not found. Keratin is not found here. Keratin is never found. Keratin is not found. That is why it is what? Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. They are found in the moist surface that are subjected to mechanical wear and tear injury. They also protect that surface from drying. Now, what are the tissue location? Where are they being found? Location. They are found in, number 1, the conjunctiva of the eye. The conjunctiva of eye. Number 2, they are found in the lining of the mouth. They are found in the vagina. They are found in the esophagus. They are found in the pharynx. So these are their tissue location, where they have been located. Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. This is the most important thing that defines it. They are found in the moist surface. Moist surface. You get? They are found in the moist surfaces. So that is all about it. Okay, now let's delve into the second one, which is stratified cuboidal cell. Cuboidal epithelium. This diagram here shows us stratified cuboidal epithelium. You get to call that it contains several layers of what? Of cells. And this stratified cuboidal epithelium is not commonly seen. Is not commonly seen as stratified squamous epithelium. You get? stratified cuboidal epithelium. You get. Now, where they are not commonly seen like stratified squamous epithelium. You get. They are not commonly seen. Now, stratified cuboidal epithelium, they are seen in the excretory duct of the salivary gland and sweat gland. You get. They are seen in the what? Excretory duct of the salivary gland and sweat gland. That means their location is location. They are found in the excretory duct of salivary gland and sweat gland. So that is where they are being located. Now let me take you back to this simple columnar cell. Recall that the microvilli are usually small compared to cilia. So this here is the microvilli. This is the microvilli. The microvilli. You get. The cilia are more taller compared to it. So this is the cilia. Recall that the microvilli is found in the small intestine. Get. While the cilia are located in the trachea and the uterine tubes. Bear it in mind. Okay. Now we have discussed the stratified cuboidal epithelium, that it contains several layers of what? Of cell that are cube-like in appearance, but there are several layers of cell. So, and it's not common like stratified squamous epithelium. It is found in the excretory duct of the salivary gland and sweat gland. Now let's dive into the next one, which is stratified columnar epithelium. Stratified columnar epithelium. This one is not commonly seen as the stratified squamous epithelium. You get. Where can we find the stratified columnar epithelium? First of all, this is the diagram that depicts the stratified columnar epithelium. So we have here stratified columnar epithelium. Get. Where can we find it? Where can we find the stratified columnar epithelium? This type of epithelium is not commonly seen like stratified squamous epithelium. So the stratified columnar epithelium, as you can see it here, we have identified it. You get. It is responsible, or it is seen in the mucous membrane. It is seen in the mucous membrane of the conjunctiva of the eye, of the eyelid. Yes. That means it plays two roles in that place. It plays two roles in the conjunctiva of the eyelid. It plays a protective role and mucus secreting role. That means it protects the eyelid and also helps to secrete what? Mucus. It's just like similar to the simple columnar epithelium. You get, because the cilia that lines the simple columnar epithelium in the respiratory tract, you get, contains the goblet cells that secrete mucus. That was an important notation. Now, So we have identified the stratified columnar epithelium. Now, the location, it is located at the conjunctiva of the eye. And what does it do? It protects the conjunctiva of the eye and also secretes mucus. That is the work. Okay. So the next one we are going to be discussing is the pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium. This diagram shows us the pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium is a type of epithelium that have, like, the cells of the epithelium are closely packed, you get, and they are arranged in a single layer, but they have different shape. You can see it here that they are closely packed together, you get, they are arranged in a single layer, although it is tall, but they are arranged in a single layer, but they have different shape. As you can see, their shapes are different. Their shapes are what? Are different, you get. Now, the subclassification of pseudostratified columnar epithelium is the pseudostratified columnar epithelium, you get. Like, the subclassification of pseudostratified epithelium is pseudostratified columnar epithelium. As you can see, they are tall cell and they are thin. That means they are classified under columnar epithelium. So example of pseudostratified epithelium is pseudostratified columnar epithelium. You have pseudostratified columnar epithelium. You get this pseudostratified columnar epithelium. How does it work, or where is it found? It is found at the upper respiratory tract, you get, and it contains numerous cilia, you get. It contains what? Numerous cilia. Now, this is the cilia here. It contains numerous cilia. It contains numerous cilia. So that is all about pseudostratified epithelium. The next we shall be looking on is the classification based on specialized function. Classification based on the specialized function. But before we dive into that, let's label this diagram. Recall that this diagram depicts the stratified epithelium, to get, because they have several layers of cell. The first layers of cell they have is the squamous cell. Squamous cell. The second layer is what? Cuboidal. Cuboidal cell. While the last layer is columnar. So this cell here is called stratified epithelium. Stratified epithelium. Yes. Now let's discuss the classification based on specialized function. We have number one, transitional epithelium. The number two of it is glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium. While number three classification is olfactory epithelium. olfactory epithelium. Now, these are the three classifications under classification based on specialized function. Let's start with transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium can be called urothelium. It can be called urothelium. Urothelium. So this diagram here shows us the transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium. You get. Now, what is transitional epithelium? Transitional epithelium is a type of epithelium that have several layers of pear-shaped cells. They have a what? A several layer of pear-shaped cells. They are found mostly in the urinary tract. You get, particularly the bladder. What do they do, or their function? They increases the stability of the bladder field. They helps the bladder to stretch when there is quantity of urine inside it. You get, when the bladder is filling, you get, so the ability of the bladder to stretch is the function of the transitional epithelium, because it increases the what, the stretching function of the bladder. That is why it is found in the urinary tract, and that is where the name came to be, its alternative name, which is the what, urothelium. That is all about the transitional epithelium. The next is glandular epithelium. The glandular epithelium is a type of epithelial tissue that is found in glands, which are responsible in producing and secreting substances. You get, something glandular means something that produces, it secretes, or it releases a substance. So it's a type of epithelia that is found in glands which secrete or produce substances. What are the substances that they produce? They produce hormones, they produce water, they produce protein. So that is all about the glandular epithelium. Now, under olfactory epithelium. Olfactory epithelium, from your sense of reason, you should know that it is smell. You get, olfactory epithelium is found, or is a type of epithelia that is found in the nasal cavity. You get, they contain a specialized ciliary cells. You get, what do they do? The ciliary cell that is found in the olfactory epithelium helps to trap odors. They help to trap smelling. You get, which will transmit it from the olfactory epithelium, because the ciliary cell is located in the olfactory epithelium. So those cilia there will trap the smell or the odor and send it from the olfactory nerve to the olfactory bulb in the brain. Then the brain will transmit the smell and tell that, yes, this smell is pleasant or this smell is stinking. So that is all about the olfactory epithelium. You get. Now, the next we shall be looking on are the function. The functions. Functions of epithelia. Number one function is protective function. Protective function. 2, secretory function. Secretory function. 3 is filtration function. Filtration function. 4 is absorptive function. 5 is sensory reception function. Sensory reception function. You get. Now, the next one is excretory function. You get. Excretory function. Excretory function. So these are the functions of the epithelia. In protective function, your mind should go to the stratified epithelium, because that is the epithelium that is responsible for a protective function. You know, the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, you get, that protect the area that are subjected to mechanical wear and tear injury. Then on secretory function, you should remember the simple columnar epithelium, you get, and simple cuboidal epithelium, you get. Those ones are responsible for secretion, like secreting substances, even glandular epithelium as well. The filtration function, your mind should go to the type of epithelium that aids in what? In filtration, you get. Because first of all, the epithelium that is found in the urinary system helps in filtration. They filtrate the blood, you get. Even the epithelium that is found in the respiratory tract helps to filter the air. So they plays a role in filtration function. Then in absorptive function, the epithelium that is found in the small intestine, you get, which is simple columnar epithelium, helps to absorb nutrients, you get, into the system. Then sensory reception function is talking about the cilia, you get, the cilia and sterocilia. The sterocilia is a specialized form of microvilli that resemble cilia, you get. Where is it found? It's a very sensitive type of cilia that is found in the inner ear, which is responsible for hearing and balancing. It helps to transmit stimuli from the outside environment to the inside environment, you get. So it helps in what? In hearing and balancing. It is found in the inner ear, you get. So it plays a role in sensory reception function of the epithelia, you get. So it's a type of epithelia that is found in the what? In the inner ear, which helps in balancing and hearing, sterocilia, you get. Now, excretory function is a kind of excreting the waste product. That is why the most common epithelium that plays this role is the simple cuboidal epithelium. Yeah. So that is all about the functions of the epithelia. The next thing we shall be looking on is the clinical application or the clinical relevance. Clinical relevance. Clinical relevance. The most commonly condition that is associated with epithelial tissue is adenocarcinoma and papillary thyroid carcinoma. You have one is adenocarcinoma, two is papillary thyroid carcinoma, you get. Now these are the two conditions that is commonly associated with the conditions of the epithelial tissue. Adenocarcinoma is the cancer of the glandular tissues in the organs or in the glands, you get, which is associated with the epithelial tissue, the glandular epitheliums, you get. Now adenocarcinoma is mostly likely responsible for other types of cancers, such as almost the breast cancers, the prostate cancer, the pancreatic cancers, the colorectal cancers. It's also associated with the pancreatic cancer, you get. So the adenocarcinoma could be responsible or contributing to those cancers because almost those organs are secretory in nature. They secrete substances, you get, because adenocarcinoma affect the glandular tissues in the glands or in the organs. Now, papillary thyroid carcinoma is the most common cause of thyroid cancer. Like it contributes to 80% of thyroid cancer. So that is all about the papillary thyroid carcinoma. So these are the two conditions that are mostly associated with what? Epithelial tissue. I believe we have done justice to everything on the histology of the epithelia. We have discussed it from the introduction, the classification, the functions, and the clinical relevances. I believe you enjoyed this class. Endeavor to subscribe, and share to this video. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this class. Appreciate.